The High Republic era is the latest and greatest for us Star Wars readers, but even if you've read every single adult novel, YA novel, and comic set in the era, I got news for you. There's even more content for Star Wars readers to enjoy. That's right, there are more pages to turn, more characters to meet, and more stories to read in your quest, just like us, to read every single bit of this new fantastic era of Star Wars canon. Hello there everyone, my name is Parker and I'm a brand new video content creator here at Youtini, and today I'm going to talk to you about the High Republic short stories and how you can get into them as simply and as easily as possible. Before we go any further, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to Youtini if you love Star Wars books and comics, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that the next time we post videos to the channel, you get notified first. First things first, yes, there are short stories set in the High Republic, and they were all written by your favorite High Republic authors, Justina Ireland, Cavan Scott, and Charles Soule. All you have to do is go to youtini.com, click the High Republic timeline, go to the filters tab in the top left, and select short stories so that they appear in chronological order along the timeline just like everything else. Now, let's talk about these short stories and what they cover, because it's unread Star Wars content. What's there not to be excited about? The High Republic Phase 1 short stories, number 5 in total, and they were each released in 2 parts. Overall, they cover minor characters and smaller stories that actually end up tying in perfectly to the overarching novels and books that appear in the High Republic era. For instance, the first short story, Go Together by Charles Soule, tells the story of 2 engineers aboard Starlight Beacon and how their actions inadvertently save billions of lives as they become involved in the events of the Great Disaster and everything else that transpired in the Light of the Jedi. Each one of the short stories covers new characters with some overlap from one to the next. They're quick 15-minute-ish reads that do a really good job of fleshing out compelling characters and putting them into really intriguing situations while still managing to stay bite-sized in nature. Okay, so now that we've gone over the short stories and what they are and who they cover, how are you supposed to find and read these darn things? Well, I'm about to tell you right now, silly, stick around. The 5 short stories were published in Star Wars Insider magazine in issues 199 to 208. They were each broken up into 2 parts apiece, and there's a part in every single one of those issues. So that makes it easy for you to get all the backlogged issues and catch up. Side note, there is not a part of a short story in the Star Wars Insider Special Edition issues. All you need to do is get the numerical issues from 199 to 208, and you'll be able to read everything I'm talking about here. There are several different ways to consume backlogged issues of Star Wars Insider. First, let me say that if you want to read any short stories that get published in this fashion in the future, the easiest way to do that is to subscribe to Star Wars Insider magazine. You can do that on Amazon, you can do that on Titan, the publisher of the magazine itself, or there are plenty other online retailers that will actually sell you a subscription. It costs about $40, maybe a little more per year. But a future subscription doesn't really help you with backlogged issues and catching up on these short stories, does it? Nope. It's a good thing you can get backlogged issues on Discount Mags and PocketMags.com. There's a little bit of a problem there though, since to get all 10 issues that you're gonna need to read these stories, you need to spend around $90. And this is for the digital version. But let me let you in on a little secret. A Zinio Unlimited subscription. There's a month-long free trial and it costs $9.99 a month afterward. You get access to all of the back issues of Star Wars Insider and all of the issues moving forward. It's a little more expensive than buying the subscription for the magazine, but it makes sure that you're gonna be able to read all of those issues as they come out in the future if they decide to publish more short stories. This is the method that I use to catch up on the High Republic short stories, and I'm for sure going to be sticking around to see if there are more published in the future. A much less likely option I have for you to try is for you to check out your local library, and hopefully they have the physical issues present and you can actually check them out. They may even have them digitally. You can use the Libby and Hoopla apps to check. Finally, there's one other way that you'll be able to read those short stories here in the coming months, and that's the collective short stories volume called Starlight Stories that's being published by Titan Comics on December 13, 2022. This is going to be by far the cheapest way for you to read all of these short stories because it comes in at $19.99 USD. Sounds like a pretty good Christmas present to yourself if I do say so. Guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on how to read the Star Wars High Republic short stories. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. And if you like the channel and you want to support everything we're doing here, consider joining our Patreon. The Youtini Podcast Network has so many shows that I know you guys are gonna love. And some of them you can only get the most updated episodes by joining our Patreon. Those shows include the Star Wars Archives, Ghost Crew, and sometimes we even post exclusive interviews that we have with Star Wars voice actors and just community members that you may want to hear from. So make sure you head to our Patreon to check that all out. Link for that down in the description. Be sure to check out the Living Force podcast every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And Legends Look Back goes live every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Those are live shows that you can catch right here on YouTube. And if you want to read Star Wars books and you don't know where to start, Youtini is partnered with Audible to get you your first Star Wars audiobook absolutely free. Head to youtini.com/audible to get yourself your first audiobook. I recommend Lost Stars by Claudia Gray. It's my personal favorite Star Wars book of all time. It's #1 on the Youtini reading order, and it's a great place to start if you've never read Star Wars books before. Thanks again, folks, and as always, may the Force be with you.